Something surprising is happening in South Asia. The United States appears to be warming up to Pakistan again. We are seeing new talks on energy deals, even on cryptocurrency. At the same time, India, Washington's so-called natural ally, is facing growing pressure. Sanctions, blocked access to American fighter jets, and rising trade tensions. In this episode, we will be talking sanctions, fighter jet bans, tariff disputes, crypto, and even back-channel diplomacy to stop a potential regional war. So, what's going on here, and why now? Let's break it all down. Pakistan has struggled with chronic energy shortages for years. Power outages, fuel crisis, and soaring costs have drained its economy. But recently, something has changed. Recent reports show that US energy giants like ExxonMobil and General Electric are showing renewed interest in Pakistani's energy infrastructure. LNG, or liquefied natural gas, is at the center of these conversations. American companies are positioning themselves as alternative to Pakistani's current suppliers like Qatar and even Russia. Some analysts say Trump-linked business networks helped restart these energy talks behind the scenes. And here comes oil. On July 13th, US President Donald Trump announced a huge deal with Pakistan to tap into what he called massive oil reserves. He even suggested Pakistan could one day sell oil to India. Imagine that. A US company, still unnamed, is teaming up with Pakistan. Sounds like a game changer, right? But hold up, let's get real. Pakistan's proven oil reserves are only 353 million barrels, enough for maybe 2 years at current level. They import 85% of their oil, mostly from the Middle East, costing them around $12 billion a year. Recent seismic surveys in the offshore of Indus Basin, possibly with Turkey's help, hit at new deposits, but nothing confirmed. Some Pakistani voices are hyping it up, comparing it to Saudi Arabia, but without drilling data. That's a big if. So why Trump so hyped? It's likely about pulling Pakistan closer to the US and away from China's $60 billion Chinese-Pakistan economic corridor. Plus, stabilizing Pakistan's economy could make it a stronger ally. Now here is where it gets futuristic. Pakistan is diving headfirst into cryptocurrency and the US is cheering them on. Pakistani central bank had almost banned cryptocurrencies, but now they're exploring blockchain for cross-border transactions and remittances. Pakistan is exploring Bitcoin mining and even eyeing a national Bitcoin reserve. But why now? Their economy is in rough shape, about $130 billion in debt and constant IMF bailout. Crypto could attract investors and dodge sanctions like Russia did. Here is the juicy part. The shift seems to align with the quiet encouragement from the US fintech circles and global think tanks, even Trump's own crypto venture, World Liberty Financial, which made about $58 million in 2024 from its USD1 stablecoin, is reportedly tied to Pakistan's new crypto council. Some are side-eyeing this, wondering if Trump's pushing crypto to boost his own business, and the potential is huge. Pakistan has a young population, massive unbanked communities, and growing digital economy. By integrating blockchain, perhaps even experiencing with central bank digital currencies, Pakistan could leapfrog outdated system. And the US might benefit from helping build this infrastructure before China does. Meanwhile, India is still stuck in crypto limbo with no clear regulations. This US-Pakistan crypto bromance is another reason India feels left out. Now let's turn to India. Just a few years ago, the United States was prizing India as its key partner to counterbalance China. But lately, that relationship has become complicated. First, India has refused to cut ties with Russia. On July 13th, Trump slapped a 25% tariff on Indian imports starting August 7, plus a penalty for India's cozy ties with Russia. India is the second biggest buyer of Russian oil after China, snapping up discounted barrels during the Ukraine war. Trump is not happy. posting on his Truth Social, "I don't care what India does with Russia, they can take their dead economies down together." India's also got some of the highest tariffs on US goods, which bugs Trump. The US-India trade is worth about 130 billion US dollars, but the US sees it as a lopsided. Trump's pushing for India to open its agriculture and overall markets, but India's holding firm. And then there is a sanctions twist. Trump's floating secondary tariffs to punish India for buying Russian oil and arms like the S-400 missile defense systems. India's feeling the squeeze and they are not thrilled. And here's the kicker. The US said no to selling India its F-35 stealth fighters. India has been eyeing these 5th-generation fighter jets to modernize its air force, but the US is worrying about India's Russian connections. Buying S-400 missile defense systems and other Russian gear raises red flags about tech leaks. The F-35's a sensitive platform. The US isn't taking chances. This snap hurts, especially after India's losses in the 2025 Pahalgam attack retaliation, where Trump, as well as credible reports, claim 5 Indian jets were down, not 2 as India reported. Meanwhile, the US is okay with Pakistan getting advanced Chinese jet, which drives India up the wall. No wonder India sees this as a geopolitical slap in the face. However, India has shown a strong desire to stay strategically autonomous, what some call multi-alignment. So is the US turning its back on India? Not exactly, but it's definitely adjusting its strategy. India is too big, too important to abandon. But it's also too independent to always follow Washington's line. Pakistan, meanwhile, offers a new opportunity. It borders Iran, Afghanistan, and is deeply tied to China's Belt and Road Initiative. Helping Pakistan recover, or at least stabilize, could offer the US strategic leverage in the region. Energy partnerships, digital finances, port access in Gwadar, these could reshape the US footprint in South and Central Asia. So let's connect the dots. Trump's energy deals and crypto support are pulling Pakistan closer to the US, countering Chinese influence. But the oil hype might be overblown. Pakistanis reserves are unproven and security risks in places like Balochistan could tank the plan. Still, it's a signal the US sees Pakistan as a key player. India, meanwhile, is getting tariffs, sanctions threats, and no F-35s because of its Russia ties and high tariffs. India's BRICS alignment and 130 billion US dollars trade with the US make it a heavyweight, but Trump's America First vibe doesn't vibe with India's independence stake. This pivot feels like the US betting on Pakistan to reshape South Asia while keeping India in check. Is it a masterstroke or a risky gamble? And how will India hit back? More Russian deals or trade compromises? Only time will tell. While India is standing its ground, the US is hedging its bets. Reaching out to Pakistan might be about more than energy or crypto. It's about positioning, influence, and preparing for the future of global power competition. What do you think? Is Trump's Pakistan love in a smart move, or is he pushing India too far? Should India ditch Russia to win back US favor? Is this a genuine US pivot to Pakistan or just pressure politics with India? Let me know what you think in the comments below. Thanks for watching and see you in the next episode.